our new, she's our newest Ruby. And I'm just so excited that she's here. She's going to make it, she'll make your space better. So I promise you, if you get to know her, she will make your space better. She was not at Leaders Retreat, but she earned it because she is about to have a baby like any day. How many weeks are you now? Like 39 and some?
Yeah, today's the due date. So
yeah. There you go. So she was not at Leaders Retreat, but she did earn it. So anyway, I just wanted to introduce Jordan Gibson to y'all. And then
congratulations, also, Jordan. That is a huge accomplishment. That is so awesome.
We're excited.
Yeah. I'm so excited for her. Okay. The other thing is, Haven, you did not, are you on here? I'm on my phone, so I can't see you. I need you to turn your, I actually need your face.
Let's all take a second though and look at Kimmy Lyon. She's just living the life.
I know. Everyone hate Kimmy. Okay, Haven, don't kill me because I also have a baby on my shoulders. But I don't know about y'all, but I love Brene Brown, and I love what she talks about shame and how easy it is to just like hold something in or to feel shame about something. Or, I mean, Leaders Retreat is a great example. If you didn't earn Leaders Retreat or you didn't come to Leaders Retreat, it is so dang easy to be like, woe is me. I'm awful. I'm not a great leader. I'm not deserving of any of this. I'm going to block everybody on their trip. I mean, it's so easy to like turn to negativity, but Haven never does. And she definitely didn't around this trip. And so I hope it's okay that I'm sharing this, but she did not earn Leaders Retreat. And y'all, she is crushing this quarter. Like she's doing amazing this quarter. And I really believe like that hard season really just kind of like forced her into some major activity and positivity. So Haven, will you just kind of share your insight? That I just loved your message that you sent to Gold Thread. So would you share that with us? Would you mind?
No, I don't mind. Can you hear me? Because I have like my AirPods on. Yeah? Okay. Well, so I really like was in a hard season in my business, and I was like all out of action, did not earn Leaders Retreat, and I was really like bummed about it. And like I saw everyone like talking about it in the threads. They were leaving for Leaders Retreat and just like all the love team gathering. So whenever I saw everyone there, I was like, you know what, I'm not missing out on this again because that looks like fun. And I'm a red personality, so like all those gifts too, I was like, dang, like I'm not gonna like just be lazy again. And really, if y'all don't know this, but I bought my convention ticket. I'm looking for a hotel still, but I'll get it booked. And then I bought my airfare for convention. Like I am fired up about just being there. Like I'm not gonna miss another team gathering. And it's just like watching everyone's stories. Like yes, I could have like blocked everyone and be like, okay, I'm not gonna look at that because I didn't earn it. And I was sad that I didn't earn it. Don't get me wrong. But I am like even more fired up because I'm not missing ever again. So, yeah.
Thank you. Because I seriously, y'all, that's such a leadership quality to choose positivity, like even when things are hard. So anyway, I just wanted you to share that. And so I just want to say thank you for sharing that. So Emily, do you want to go next?
Well, I can, but I wanted to actually, sorry, I'm always reading to you guys because these are better trainers than any of us are. But Haven, going off of that, because I know there are quite a few people who didn't earn Leaders Retreat or have gone for goals of going for Ruby or going for Emerald or whatever, and they come up short. And so we do have that choice of what are we going to do with it? Are we going to like sit in there and sulk? Jordan, you actually shared with me something that Callie said. Are you able to pull that up while I read this? Callie.
Or we can just tell Callie to share it. She was just talking about shame in our gold thread. You remember what you said, Callie?
Yeah, what did I say? I said something about like, what did I say? Shame. What? No, I can't remember. Something about regret and shame and
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Sorry, guys.
You
Put
ready?
me on the spot. I meant what I said. I just can't remember what I said.
You said you'll regret not coming. Regret leads to shame. Shame leads to paralyzation. Paralyzation leads to quitting. There you go.
And we all have worked too hard to get where we are to quit, to let that shame or to let that guilt or that victim mentality paralyze us and trickle down to our team and hurt our team. So a lot of us read this 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, and something that Haven said really reminded me of this. This is from the Law of Navigation. If you don't mind, I'm going to read this little portion here. He says, this is John Maxwell, every past success and failure you've experienced can be a valuable source of information and wisdom if you allow it to be. Successes teach you what you're capable of doing, which you all have gotten to Ruby or above, so you are very successful with your business, and that gives you confidence. However, your failures often teach greater lessons. They reveal wrong assumptions, character flaws, errors in judgment, and poor working methods, just like you were saying, Haven. You also had a baby. So, I mean, life experiences, like you had life things happening. Ironically, many people hate their failures so much that they quickly cover them up instead of analyzing them and learning from them. As I explain in my book, Failing Forward, if you fail to learn from your mistakes, you're going to fail again and again. He says, why do I even mention something that seems so basic? Because most natural leaders are activists. They tend to look forward, not backward, make decisions and move on. I know this because this is my tendency, but for leaders to become good navigators, they need to take time to reflect and learn from their experiences. And so I feel like whether or not you earned Leaders Retreat or you didn't, like we are going to have moments where we are failing. That's just part of the success cycle. And so we get to be the ones to choose how to move forward in that. But just like Callie said, like it's a very real choice to sit in our victimhood and to become paralyzed. And that does not serve anybody well. I was on the phone with a friend, a diamond this morning, and we were talking through something similar to this. And she and you and myself, we have too many people relying on us, too many people that we have served and loved and cared for us to sit in that paralysis or that imposter syndrome or that negativity. We have too many people relying on us. So it's up to us to get out of that, to be reflective, but to let that failure or the goal that we didn't meet propel us and move us forward. Something that is very important in our leadership. Joe, do you want to talk on your portion and then we'll do my thing?
Yeah, okay, so we really would love to hear from y'all's takeaways, your takeaways from Leaders Retreat. It was so much fun and incredible. The training, the Chick-fil-A guy was just phenomenal. I don't even remember his name. We just all keep calling him the Chick-fil-A guy. But we would love to hear your top takeaways. Just like unmute yourself and share your top takeaway, and how you're going to start implementing that into growing, like into your business, and ending this success sprint strong, just into your business overall. So go ahead and unmute yourself and share with us.
I can share mine really fast because it was not from a speaker. My biggest takeaway from this weekend was I think I forgot that anyone can do this. I think being in an event where I got to meet 60, oh my gosh, y'all, she is currently pooping. This is so gross. Anyway, I was in a space where I saw 60-year-old emeralds that had just gone emerald within the last like 10, 12 months, I was in a space where I got to meet teenagers who were crushing it, right? So it's like, I forgot that anybody could do this. So my belief meter in the fact that I need to go treat everyone like a business builder because everyone has that potential, that was reinstated or whatever the word is. So that was my biggest takeaway.
I love that and it's so true. In my experience, people that I wouldn't have thought would be successful at this on my team are some of the most successful, which shows you that anyone can do this. So who else?
I'll go because mine kind of piggybacks on that.
might put the card on the screen. Hey, you can have more in a second. But like mine wasn't necessarily from a speaker either, but it was just Sawyer, if you want to have more turkey, you need to be quiet. It was just it was just like the conversations that I had with people and like seeing like my girls from my team that were there and like seeing the belief grow in them and their husband.
Are you guys hearing Katie, or is it me that it's cutting out on? Katie, I think you're cutting out really, really badly.
And
Maybe somebody else go while she gets better service.
made me realize, like, oh my gosh, I want to
I love Robot Katie. She's my favorite.
Which is amazing to me because it's showing that she's muted, but she's definitely not muted. I don't know what's happening right now.
You know, like, and that helped me build my belief in like the leadership side of this business. So that was really cool for me.
I heard, okay, do you have it? That's hilarious. It was still like we could hear your voice. That is so weird. Yeah, come back in a sec. Because it sounded like it was really good what you were sharing. Okay, who else has the takeaway while we're waiting for that? I love what Kimmy says about how personable everyone was. It's just fun. It's like, and that always was what built belief in me at events was they're just real people. Like, why they can do it, why can't I do it?
One of the ones that stood out to me, Krista Deary, she spoke, and a lot of the focus, the majority of the focus was on leadership development, like leadership qualities, how to go and lead your team well. And Krista was one of the very first people that spoke, and she was talking about how leadership is humility and leadership is servanthood. And one of the things that she shared was that they hosted a retreat for their team, and all of the jewels went and served the team. And I really, really like that. That was a really good, that planted something in my soul of the attitude that we all should take. So that was a tangible thing that I really liked, that I want to start implementing when we start doing more retreats and things.
Okay, I'm in a car, so I don't know if my internet is really bad, but am I okay? Okay, so if you start not hearing me, like give me this and I'll quit talking right away. But I think for me, the biggest takeaway was, again, just seeing that like literally anyone can do this. Like I talked to Brooke Hemingway and I talked to Lauren Thomas, who's like, what, 19 or 20, and that like anyone can do this. And if they can do it, like 100% I can. And there's no reason why anyone on my team can't do it. It's not like these people got lucky. Like there are people from everywhere. And it's just like, so for me, I think that was the biggest like belief takeaway. The biggest like training takeaway for me was just like the focus on like serving others first, and everything that I do in my business needs to be done for others first before thinking about like business or any of the other stuff. Like just seeking to serve people first.
So good. I love that. Yeah. So the Chick-fil-A guy, who does someone want to, or I can share. He talked about perspective. It was, everything is about perspective. And like, you can be in the exact same situation. Nothing has changed, but if you just switch your perspective, everything can change. Someone took a recording of it and on my team, and she's going to see if her husband can like splice it together, because it was like 4 different ones. David Sawyer's. Okay, that's his name. But he read off this whole script of a letter. He's like, how would you feel if you got this letter? And it was just like this horrible, like depressing letter of like, we're never going to go anywhere. Life is basically over type thing. And then he read it backwards, word for word. He read it from the bottom up and it completely switched it of like life-giving, like you've got this. It was just really, really incredible. And then he shared about how they train their employees to look at everybody with a story. And so they showed like a video of them of like Chick-fil-A, people just sitting there. There's this older lady sitting there sipping her drink. And it would show like scripts above them of like their story. And it said, married 49 years, husband just passed away. Today would have been her 50th anniversary. And just like different things of like people smiling, just having their lunch. But like they have a story, and just to give that care and love for people. And you never know what someone's going through in that moment in their life, and being the light for that person, no matter who they are. That really, really spoke to me just as a leader for my team, and being understanding. It's so quick to like jump to conclusions or just decide like why someone's not doing or working their business like they should or whatever, instead of thinking like how you can kind of get to the root of that and like maybe what's going on in their life. It was just really good. I'll see if I can get the video for y'all.
So he pointed out like their fast food industry, like, you know, McDonald's does like almost $3 million worth of sales. Chick-fil-A in 2019 did like 7 point something million. So they like tripled McDonald's in their sales. And he was saying they're not open on Sundays. So that was working 52 days less in the year, but they have such a good like team culture. And just, it kind of, I think what I took away from it was like, you don't have to work every day, all day. I'm a 3, so I work all the time, I feel like, but you don't have to work all the time, but put in good work when you do work. Also,
and he also
bringing my family next time. No, it was hard for me to balance that, even though my husband was like, just go, we're fine.
I will never bring family to a Plexus event ever again.
Do you hate me, Jordan? Because I told you to bring them. So do you resent me?
I do a lot. You're in my nightmares right now.
I brought my kids, and it wasn't that. I mean, Danny stayed with them the whole time, but Ella came to a party and she danced all night. She had a great time. So, I have something written down from the Chick-fil-A guy as well. I can't remember his name, but he said he's a leadership development academy masquerading as a fast food company. And I thought that was so true of what we're doing. My hands were wet. Now all the cheese stuff is wet. Yeah, and I think that was like one of his like main points was just like, how can we serve others through this opportunity, seeing as
I think you broke out.
So I wonder then, I'm going to just mute her if it comes back on. It seems like a big part of the conversation was on serving people, like whether it was through Krista's portion or this Chick-fil-A dude, like what are ways, roundtable discussion here very quickly, like what are some ways that we as leaders can serve our team? Because it's a little bit different. Like this is not something that we're paying people to come and do. Like this is a volunteer army. How can we serve our teams? What are some ways that you guys have seen service, whether that's you being served or ways that you've served your people?
Katie, I don't think your service sucks. I think you serve in a different way. And I think my service kind of different too.
I think she was talking about her phone service. I don't think she was talking about her phone.
Like, I don't think she's like a bad person. Jeez. That's
I want to hear what you had to say though. I feel let you like go through and unpack that.
Well,
even though she was think phone service.
Because I was just thinking like the way Katie serves is very like action oriented. It's very like, hey, can I help you get your goals on paper? I'm really good at this. Hey, can I help you run your numbers and let's figure out a plan? Like the way that she serves people is very different than like the heart of Krista Deary and Emily Burgess, who literally make you cry when they train you on anything. Like, that's not how Katie and I are. So anyway, thanks, Katie, for that.
And another way that I will do this, serve my team is if I see, you want a drink? Don't judge them, give me a drink of my coffee. Is that if I see they're having a hard day or having a hard time, just like life something, like I might send them, I just did this morning, I sent them cookies through Uber Eats or whatever. And it was like $12 and something, which is like nothing really. I mean, well, I shouldn't say it's nothing, because I know for some people that can be a sacrifice, but it was a big deal for her. And she was seeing loved, feeling loved, that I cared. Because sometimes words can only go so far. I feel like, and actions do speak louder than words sometimes. And I don't always know what to say, but I can do something and show them that I'm loving them, caring for them, praying for them. So.
And I can attest to that because I've been one of those people that have received, like, Joanna was like, are you going to be home at 9 o'clock? Because I have something sent your way. And she sent me coffee, and she sent me a smoothie bowl, and she sent 4 muffins because she knew I had the kids with me at home and they would all want snacks. And it came at the right time because I was really discouraged that day, and she could tell on a call. She's like, are you okay? Not really. But that is a huge way of serving that I've even been a recipient of.
Another idea.
The retreat that y'all did where you had like everyone came, I feel like that entire retreat was just like an act of service, because like, they didn't earn it. Like, y'all spent money and time on anyone who wanted to come. Like, I just feel like that entire retreat was just exemplifying service.
Something that I started doing, I saw somebody, maybe Randy Page, shared that Jessica Heffley did this. And so I started doing this. And I think that you can serve in so many ways, whether that's sending somebody a gift or calling somebody or texting somebody or sending somebody a coffee card, just because there's so many ways that we can serve. But I have started having my assistant share with me like all the people that are ranking up, which I know it's easy to look at the rank advancements, but it's been helpful to have her help me with that. And then I made little postcards just saying something like, congratulations on ranking up with Inflexus. And then I'm just sending these people, usually my levels 1 through 3, 1 through 4, because thankfully we just have such a large team, but I'm sending them handwritten little notes, just like acknowledging them. So I guess I don't know if that's necessarily serving or recognizing, but like there are little things that we can do for our people. Yeah, Katie, you said that, Jessica did that. So hopefully that just like recognizing people and letting people know that they are seen and that they are loved, I think is so, so powerful. And that is where retention comes from. That's where culture comes.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
you
we only have like, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Emma's so good at that. Even like those little cards, she had like everyone at Leaders Retreat got this little card with like a pack of gum. Like it probably cost her, I mean, I have no idea how much it cost you, but not a ton. And like that was so impactful and so meaningful. Like you just have that heart.
It was impactful because I made you look at it. Nobody said anything about the cards. I was like, everybody look at the cards. They're so cute. So that was really not great on my end. Jordan, do you want to wrap up with the red dot? I think that that's a great thing to end with.
Okay, so have y'all ever, some of y'all have done this with me before, but I'm a huge proponent of awareness. You cannot move forward. You cannot get creative. You can't do anything unless you are hyper aware of where you are right now. And so we call this the red dot. If you've ever been to a mall and they have that big map, and then it says like you are here by that little red dot, you know what I mean? And then, say you're trying to get to, I don't know, Dillard's. You can't figure out where Dillard's is until you figure out where you are. Just like you can't figure out how to close this month until you figure out where you are right now. And I'm not just talking about numbers. That is included, but that is also including your team. It is also including their mindsets, your mindset. And so I just wanted to take a couple of minutes for us to write down our red dot. Where are you right now mentally? Where's your success sprint points? Where's your current points? What are you thinking? What are you telling yourself? How's your marriage? Are you tired? What do you need to refuel? I want you to write down all the things that come to mind. Brain dump your red dot. Okay. So do that for just a couple of minutes. And if anybody wants to share, we can totally do that. And then we're going to help each other kind of close this month. So just a couple minutes, red dot. As y'all are writing down all these things, does anybody have something as you're writing it down? You're like, man, this is a really hard thing, or I'm pushing for XYZ and it's really hard, or I need some ideas for this because this is a goal of mine and I really want to make it happen, but I'm not quite sure how. Does anybody want to share one of their red dot things so that we can help you through it? Or give you some inspiration around it?
I'm really pushing to re-rank senior Ruby. And last month my goal was 700 points and I ended the month with 696. But then somehow I went back and I was on a team call. I was showing them something in the back office, and after commissions, it was right at 700 points. Like I just like broke down in tears on the team call. That was really cool. But just getting up to 750 and then trying to actually go beyond that. My goal is Emerald by June.
So you need 10 orders. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to go do half of that.
We already have 8 this month. New
So
VIPs.
you're going to go, if you need 10 orders, this is why I tell my team, anytime they are pushing for a goal, you're going to go do half of it. Go make half of that work, whether that's going and getting 2 or 3 inactives and a few more ads. Okay. And so I would do that. I would ask Joanna for the starting Little Fires Everywhere video that we did with Emily Gibson.
Mhm.
And then if other people have other things you want to share, go for it. Emily said to host an event. Yeah. And then if I were you, Tabitha, I would fill up your calendar over the next 2 weeks. Level 1 events. I would run 3-way calls to sign people up. Major activity. Shout out
something that has
posts.
really been something that has really helped me a lot this month. So last month I watched one of Emily Gibson's. It wasn't the one that you're talking about, Jordan, but it was another one where she was talking about how she always asks herself the question every day, like, who can I help? Just add one person. I feel like that helps ground me to like there's so much going on. I have these big goals and like all this and like, what do I do? And just stop and think, okay, who can I help add one person? And then I start thinking, oh, so-and-so, she said that her husband was wanting to do it. And then I'll go message her. And like, just thinking like one person. And it really, really helped.
I also really enjoy, and I'm super frugal, so this was hard for me at first, but celebrating and gifting your people. So I shared this in the chat here, but like, you know, you've added 8, let's try to add 10 more. And so for your team of business builders, if they add somebody, then they get a fun special gift from you. And you can go onto Amazon and you can start a list, like a private wish list or whatever. And then anything that you see that's like $5, $10, like a pair of sunglasses or like a jade roller or whatever, like save those in your list, notepad, fun pins, and then those can be some of the gifts that you give away. And you could do like a gift each day for 3 days or something. For each time they add an ambassador, they get a fun little gift from you. And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but it's going to help you re-rank, which will get you that consistency bonus. And it will create that momentum.
Mhm.
Our team does a lot of like we'll make a list of 10 or like numbered list 10 and say after the 10th person adds, everybody gets put in a drawing for Plexus swag or some, you know, it could be a gift card or whatever you want. But our team seems to really like swag t-shirts and stuff. So that works.
I seem to really like the way you say swag.
Because I'm North Dakotan.
Yes.
Almost in Canada.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I think there's some really good ideas here. Bear with us. We're, wanting to make these calls, which we have once a month. We want them to be fruitful. We want them to be a blessing to you guys. We want you guys to walk away inspired with ideas that are intentional and are helping you as a leader grow your business. So we started this off talking about failures, and we started this off talking about like how to learn from your failure and pushing hard into your business when it feels challenging, when you don't see growth. We want to encourage you guys. We're starting with Q2 next month. So lean deeply into this. If you didn't hit the goals that you wanted to reach in Q4 from last year or for this month, somebody said on here, we still have a lot of month left in March. Lean into your business. I'm going to leave you with this. Once more, this is from Developing the Leaders Around You. This is a really, really good book. But he says here, example is not the main thing in influencing others. It is the only thing. So your example is the only thing that is influencing your team. So what you do or what you don't do is the influence to your team. He says part of creating an appealing climate is modeling leadership. People emulate what they see modeled. So if that means you need to start those little fires, if that means you need to do handwritten note cards, if that means you need to send somebody on your team a Starbucks gift card just because you see them showing up to accountability group every single week, start doing that. That's going to fill your cup, and that's going to fill your other people's cups. That's going to create that momentum. I want everybody to lean into their first couple of weeks for Q2. I want you guys to have this vision, all of us to have this vision and to have these goals of where you're taking your team, of your goals, of your team's goals, and really do a heavy front end load for Q2, because I don't want anybody to miss any of these upcoming earned events. Like, you all are capable. Every single one of us are capable of earning these things. Your teams are capable of earning those things. So don't do what Callie said of sit in that victimhood, become paralyzed, and stop working. It's up to you. And you have a lot of great resources, and you have all of us here that love you and support you and want to help you. So reach out if you're in a season of like stress and overwhelm and you don't know what to do, because so many people want to help you. But what you are doing is emulating what's happening on your team. So go and move forward with positivity, servanthood, humility, and getting into action. We'll see you guys next month. Thanks for being on. Bye, you all.